The medical center was one of the first facilities in Kentucky to invest in storage of diagnostic imaging, known as picture archiving and communication, or PACS. Dr. Eric Eds explains how it helps.
For pictures, it's a combination of all the medical imaging. Archiving, it's a centralized digital electronic database where we combine all of those images.
Medical staff can also use PACS to communicate, sharing reports on the findings from each image.
That report is also associated on the PACS system with your images, so your doctors and nurses can pull up your images as well as the interpretation.
The medical center's PACS system is highly protected to safeguard patient confidentiality while improving access to those medical staff who need it.
So here's a typical PACS design. So you have the archive server in the middle, you have the radiology information system, which is your RIS, you have an archive server there. Here's your web server where you can go out to different clients. We call these client servers. And you have the different imaging modalities. So the modalities feed into the archive server and it goes to the radiologist workstation. It also goes into the RIS. Well, it communicates with the RIS, this goes back and forth. It goes to an archive, and then it also goes to the web server, which puts it out on little clients.
Historically, neurosurgery, say, is based at the Health Science Center. If they wanted to view the images that as a preoperative measure or to assess a patient, they would have to have the images sent over by courier or mail in order to view them. Now it's just done electronically instantly. It also helps us in our productivity in terms of our workflow and management. That they give a work list from the RIS system, the radiology information system, directly into the modality, the CT scanner or the radiography unit. The list includes the patient's demographic information and health and identification numbers and so on. So there's no errors with data input, and the technologists can spend their time doing the examination, looking after the patient instead of having to put in all of that data into the CT scanner. Also, the PACS system allows us to convert to a digital environment in terms of the acquisition of the images. So in the case of plain radiography, we can do digital radiography where the images, instead of being on traditional film, are now on plates and are converted instantly into a digital image and instantly sent to PACS. Our turnaround time is much improved too with PACS because the images are available, and if those ones, in the past, if the film were in emergency, we wouldn't be able to interpret them formally because the emergency doc was doing it. We might see something that the emergency doctor missed, and now because the images are available to us at the same time, we're quicker in terms of getting the reports to emergency and so on. And the RIS is fantastic for that because the actual typed report, even before we sign off and sign on it, is available to the physicians as a preliminary report as soon as it's typed, and that can be within minutes of the examination being completed.
I think that PACS will become integrated not just within radiology but within the remainder of the clinical enterprise. I think that PACS will become a part of the health information record of that patient. All your images will be linked. The PACS images and your lab images, even your pathology report. Video clips of any operative procedures will be included in there. It'll all be together.